Welcome, neighbors, to Hometown Earth, the podcast that brings a down to earth approach to all of your sustainability questions. I'm your host, Lena Sanford, here on the Believe Podcast Network, the #1 podcast network for professionals. Here, we believe that everyone can change the world. Do you believe? I'm a Midwest gal with big dreams to discover what it takes to reduce my impact on this beautiful place we call Hometown Earth. Join me every Tuesday as we navigate what actions we can take, big or small, to make a positive impact in your life and the lives of your neighbors on Hometown Earth. Everyone knows that the home is where the heart is. And the kitchen, it's the most important part of the home because it's where we spend the most of our time on average. And I get it. We want everything to be easy and convenient because after a full day of work, kids, or in my case, dogs, whatever you have going on, you just want things to be hassle-free and run smoothly. In this episode, we're going to go over easy, eco-friendly kitchen swaps that will drastically reduce your plastic waste and help you to stay healthier while keeping things convenient and efficient. We're going to break down the redundancy of spending our time and money buying the same kitchen items every other week while reducing the plastic waste that is affecting every part of our environment, even our own health. Just a reminder that it may not be perfect the first time you make an eco-friendly swap. As with trying anything new or different, you have to keep going until you find things that work for you and your home. So let's get cooking. We all want a clean, healthy home, and we all have our go-to products that we think we could not live without. And we've probably all sprayed a bottle of Lysol or used a Clorox wipe and been bombarded by the smells of chemicals, and we think, oh, this is good because it means that they're working. But what if I told you that all of the cleaning products we typically use are making our air quality and our health actually much worse, not better? Because they are filled with harmful chemicals like volatile organic compounds, or you might have heard VOCs. Our cleaning products can make the air quality much worse in our homes and cause a variety of health problems, including headaches, asthma, chronic respiratory issues, and even cancer. We're talking everything from dish detergent, soap, sprays, all of the cleaners, not to mention all of the plastics involved. This may come as a shock, but did you know that we are all eating and drinking plastic? 90% of the water that we drink and 33% of the fish that we eat contains microplastics. That's about a credit card worth of plastic every week. Microplastics are extremely small pieces of plastic, usually not picked up by water filtration systems, and can come from large plastic debris that continues to break down into smaller pieces but never fully biodegrades. Or they start as microbeads that are in our home and beauty products. Well, the perfect swap to help alleviate some of these problems to our health and the planet includes switching to reusable cleaning bottles with ingredients that are truly clean. Be warned that some companies say they're green or natural, and they might not be. To be sure, the EPA has a safer choice list, which includes products that meet their safety choice requirements. These requirements include addressing sustainable packaging guidelines, as well as using safer chemical ingredients that are still effective in cleaning, but have reduced toxicity and harm to the environment. You can easily search the products you use to see if they are a safer choice or maybe find something new to try, and I'll have that linked in the show notes. The company I use, Blueland, is on this list. I have their reusable containers that I just buy tablets for that dissolve in the bottle when I add water, and plasticless tablets that I use for detergents in my dishwasher and laundry. So it reduces the plastic being used and the amount of product that's being shipped. And actually, this is a nerd fact, but I love watching it dissolve in the bottle. It's so cool. But they're made without any of the harmful ingredients that we usually see, like triclosans, parabens, phosphates, ammonia, VOCs, chlorine bleach, or phthalates. There are now a ton of companies coming out with these same types of products that you can try out as well. If you're not wanting to buy new products, you can reuse your old plastic sprayers and go for the tried and true mixtures like warm water and soap for most cleaning, baking soda for scrubbing, or a mix of vinegar and water to clean glass. If you're still finishing out your old chemical-based products, be sure to only use the amount of product that you actually need and limit the use of cleaning products and air fresheners that contain pine or citrus oils, which intentionally create ozone, which is harmful to your health. Now, so you're equipped with the better cleaning products, what's next? One of the best and frankly the easiest swap that I made in the kitchen was from paper towels to cloth towels. I didn't realize this, but paper towel addiction is an especially bad habit that Americans are the poster child for. For example, Americans make up nearly half of the world's paper towel use. We spend as a country about 5.7 billion on paper towels annually, with France coming in second at only 635 million. But even when you take that to a per capita basis, we are still in the lead for spending more than any other country in the world. I did the calculations and I was spending about $200 per year just for me to use paper towels. And I even use them sparingly. Imagine a multi-person household, how much that's adding up to per year. But it's not just a money problem, it's a planet problem. UNICEF says that more than 13 billion pounds of paper towels are used each year only in the United States. This means to support America's paper towel habit, we're cutting down 110 million trees per year, which is the equivalent to a forest the size of Texas and California combined. We're using 130 billion gallons of water, the equivalent of a swimming pool the size of Georgia. And we're using heavy processing methods that are bad for the environment and taking up precious energy, shipping these paper towels out only to use them one time and throw them away in a landfill. And yes, paper towels do go to a landfill. Sometimes it's because of the pulp they're made of, which usually includes dyes, scents, and chemicals, and the fact that they usually have grease, chemicals, and other messes on them that take them out of the recycling game after use. So this is an instance where you should clearly be able to see the environmental and economic impact one person can make by switching to a reusable, eco-friendly option. So there's a few options to help you make this switch. The first option is to use plain towels. The towels that we use are pretty hassle-free. They're just plain towels I got at the store about a year ago, and you may already have towels that you could use for this in your house, which is even better. I just didn't have that. But now I don't have to worry about running out and going to the store to buy more. And we have two colors of towels, white for cleaning that we keep under the sink, and gray cloths for eating and cooking that we have folded up nicely on the counter. I recommend just paying attention to what you use your paper towels for and having designated towels for each task so you don't get the ick factor of using one towel to clean your sink and then turning around and using it as a napkin. And you may have seen the other option go viral on social media, the unpaper towels. They're similar to regular towels, except they are the size of paper towels and roll up perfectly to fit your paper towel holder, either through the material they're made of or snaps or clips. And you reuse these the same as you would a regular towel, meaning you just wash and reuse. The third option is Swedish dishcloths. Say that 3 times fast. They are made of cellulose and cotton and act like a super paper towel, soaking up 20 times their weight and replacing up to 17 rolls of paper towels. They last for a few months and they can be composted afterwards.
You know what's nuts? The number of ingredients in wasteful packaging and milk production. But you know what else is nuts? Joy's almond and cashew nut bases. It's literally nuts, and that's it. It's a perfect milk substitute without the wasteful packaging and unnecessary ingredients. It's nuts that only one tub of Joy can save up to 7 milk cartons from a landfill. It's nuts that it can sit on your shelf for up to 18 months. It's nuts that Lena can make queso with this stuff. And to be honest, her food has never been better. But don't tell her I said that. And it's nuts that you can get 10% off of your order by using the code Lena Samford when you visit addjoi.com. Go nuts!
So if you haven't noticed yet, there is a trend that I'm going for, and it is reusable. When we are reusing products, it's less taxing on the environment because it limits the need for natural resources and reduces air, land, and water pollution, as well as saving you freaking money. These sustainable kitchen swaps are all something that's going to reduce the amount of money you're spending over your lifetime, which means more money for the things you actually want. So let's keep going. We figured out how to make eco-friendly kitchen swaps to our cleaning products and our paper towels. What's next? Well, reusable bags and containers. Do you want a super simple and effective swap? Switch those plastic bags to reusable cloth bags for produce and other groceries. That's something I'm sure you might have heard already, but maybe you didn't know why. You know those microplastics I mentioned? Plastic bags are the worst for creating microplastics and harming animals in our environment. It takes 60 million barrels of crude oil globally each year to produce these little plastic nuisances, only to be used on average for 20 minutes before going into the trash. Using your own cloth reusable bag over and over again to carry goods from the store or farmer's market to your own home could save the planet 350 to 500 plastic bags a year. I think we all know that they're bad, but we see the convenience and hey, they're free, right? Why wouldn't I take it? That isn't exactly the case. The price for these bags are factored into the cost of your items. So when more people are using reusable bags, the better it is for everyone. Even some companies like Target, Whole Foods, and Kroger offer discounts if you have your own reusable bags. Now, as far as reusable containers for keeping your food, a lot of people turn to using aluminum foil, cling wrap, sandwich bags, or plastic Tupperware. I would absolutely encourage using your old plastic Tupperware until the end of its useful life. Most of these last 5 to 10 years, depending on how you're treating them. When your plastic Tupperware has bit the bullet, opt for reusing glass storage jars or mason jars, or using infinitely reusable bags made of food-grade silicone. These are free of BPA, BPS, lead, latex, and phthalates that are common in regular plastic containers and that leach into your food. We know that those chemicals can lead to cardiovascular diseases, asthma, cancers, the list just keeps going. So it's better to stay clear if you can. Now, most of these bags, like the stasher bags that I have, are even better than Tupperware because you can use them for basic items like sandwiches, but also take them from the fridge or freezer straight to the oven, which is really neat. If you're thinking, well, I can do that for some of my food with aluminum foil, you'd be correct, but I'd still discourage it. The mining and processing of bauxite ore for aluminum foil is pretty taxing on the environment, releasing greenhouse gases into the atmosphere and using up a lot of energy. Surprisingly, it ranks much worse for the environment than plastic wrap even. But we know plastic wrap is not recyclable and it just adds to the plastic pollution problem. And while aluminum is technically recyclable, most centers won't take aluminum foil because it has food residue on it. And for instance, my city, they won't take any aluminum foil recycling at all. If your city does take it, make sure that the aluminum foil is clean, removing all food residue and putting it all together in a ball so it can be easily picked out from the rest of the aluminum. So, what's the alternative other than the silicone bags for other special needs that aluminum and plastic wrap seem to satisfy, but reusable silicone bags might not? You could DIY your own beeswax wraps, use reusable silicone lids and baking sheets, or even parchment paper. So now I'll wrap up singing the praises of reusable items and give you the last eco-friendly kitchen swap of the day. Trash bags. Looking at your trash is one of the best ways to start making changes in your home. A tip you may never heard of is to switch from larger trash bags to smaller bags. When you have smaller trash bags, you're a lot more conscious of what you're filling it up with and how you can reduce that amount. Usually, this leads to more eco-friendly practices like composting, more recycling, and reducing your plastic waste in your fridge and otherwise altogether. In my home, we did it the reverse direction, implementing eco-friendly practices, which helped us to cut down to one small bag a week, if even that. So maybe that's the way you want to do it. For a lot of us, cutting out the trash bag completely is unavoidable. But cutting the amount of trash you have altogether is going to allow you to use less of them so that you can make the eco-friendly swap to trash bags that are made of 100% post-consumer recycled materials or BPI certified compostable or biodegradable materials. Most mainstream trash bags are made of non-renewable fossil fuels and break down to microplastics like we keep talking about happens at the end of a plastic product's life cycle. So making this change will really help. Now, I want to do a new little segment called, Can I Recycle This? I'll name off something that you've probably held up and said, well, can I recycle this? And I'll give you the lowdown because recycling the wrong products can cause extra stress on the processing and sorting system of recycling and increase emissions moving items from the recycling center to the landfill. We'll start with something easy that everyone has had contact with, and that's styrofoam, which is actually called polystyrene. The last time you ordered takeout, bought eggs, or got a package in the mail with product packaging, you probably ran into polystyrene and thought, can I recycle this? The answer, probably not. There are only a few recycling centers that take it, but most only take the packaging polystyrene. The good news is, some local grocery stores or even UPS stores will accept polystyrene. You just have to ask around the neighborhood. So that's it. If you like this episode, be sure to check out episode 7, where we talked about 5 easy plastic-free bathroom swaps. I am so glad that we are on this journey together, and I can't wait to see you here next week. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hometown Earth as much as I did. Let us know by rating and subscribing so you never miss an episode. New episodes drop every week on Tuesday. Head to the show notes linked in the episode description for more details, and let us know in the comments what you want to hear next. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Believe.com and @Believe Podcasts. And you can find more about the podcast on Instagram @Hometown Earth or connect with me @Lena Sanford. We all know change needs to happen, so let's get started right here at Hometown Earth.